Ahoy, shipmates! I thought we'd have a little look this morning at a new entrant to the Port of Southampton, all the way from Barbados. It's the Carinval Valor. And normally I believe she sails around in the Caribbean islands and to New Orleans and Mexico, but she's popping into the Port of Southampton today. I'll slow the footage down there, it doesn't normally travel that fast. The Carinval Valor is a post-Panamax Conquest class cruise ship. She was launched in March of 2004 at a cost of $500 million. So in fact, a little bit cheaper than Dilbar, the super yacht that we saw yesterday. Quite something really, on the scale of things. Which weighs in at 110,000 gross tons. And has a length of 290 metres, on beam of 35, and a draft of 8.2. 13 decks in total, with installed power at 63,000 kilowatts. This drives diesel-electric 2 shafts, giving a top speed of 22.5 knots. We've got time for a photo here. Not too bad this morning. There's some quite interesting details in the sky. It's quite mild this morning. There's a gentle breeze. The sun is sort of in and out of the clouds. I must say it's a striking design. From the sides, she looks fairly normal, but the bow here has some really strong angles. I don't know, for some reason it reminds me of some sort of Russian cruise ship. That sort of 1970s Russian contemporary vibe. And in the middle of the ship here, as she sails past, looks fairly normal. Nothing particularly spectacular, just standard cruise ship design. Got the swimming pool on the top, running deck all the way around, big screen TV, and then you have this wacky funnel, which doesn't, I think, fit in with the design either. No helicopter pad on this one. I don't know where I'm going to park my helicopter if I come to this cruise ship. And then look, we're getting onto the stern again. And the stern again has those sort of postmodern 1970s Soviet era angles. Well, it's very unique. Sort of reminds me of a Bond villain's ship for some reason. Yes, I don't think I've ever seen a ship with such a stern. Anyway, capacity for 2,974 passengers and a crew of 1,180. She's actually home ported in New Orleans, Louisiana. I think it's worth seeing this stern from all angles. Get a good view of the funnel here. I'd like to think there were some aerodynamic properties behind the funnel, but I think it might be an aesthetic design choice. A good blast of morning sun here on the side of the ship. I think it's time for a photo. Not too bad. You can certainly see those sharp lines on the stern and the interesting funnel. Thought perhaps we'd have a little view from shore. Slightly speeded up footage, of course. Certainly a very distinctive funnel shape, very noticeable from some distance. In fact, I'd almost say it looks really high. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the position here from shore. She's slowing down now to dock at the city cruise terminal. I can't see any shipmates running around on the top of the boat today. Sometimes it's quite obvious, but other times I wonder if they're not allowed out. I think if we have a little look up here, we might be able to see what's going on with the swimming pool and flumes. Yeah, it certainly has quite the water park on the upper decks. Worth a picture, I thought. There we go. A couple of slides into a pool. One of the fellow shipmates has said that crew on board are not allowed to use the facilities. They are not allowed to use the pools or the gyms, and they have to stay all by themselves in their cabins. Sounds quite a intolerable existence on a big cruise ship locked in a small cabin. It's dedication for you. Now, the Carinval Valor is known for her unique decor. She has a theme, and the theme is heroes and heroism. Apparently it's not to do with superheroes. It's more of an American theme. Lots of stars and stripes and bald eagles and Abraham Lincoln, George Washingtons. I suppose hence the Valor name. I tried a couple of photographs there, but nothing really came out particularly well, so I didn't bother showing you. Continuing the theme of presidents, there are two main dining rooms, which are named the Washington and the Lincoln. The Washington offers great views, and if you eat in the Lincoln, try and grab a more private table on the balcony. sped up this footage a little here while she's coming to at the ocean terminal here in Southampton. And I'm going to have to go and change my battery as it's almost out. Back in a second. And here we are. And the sun really has popped above the clouds this morning. It's amazing this time of day how quickly the light changes. Well, I think I'm going to try for a little shot around the front here. I'm quite intrigued by the angles on the bow here. Yeah. That looks quite good. That morning cloudy sun has really done wonders for the skies. Yep, I like that one. Even though the Carinval Valor is an older ship, the cabins on board the Valor are very large in comparison to some of the other cruise ships. Many include their own balconies, so you can have some beautiful outdoor privacy with unbeatable ocean views. There are multiple hot tubs on board, and that water slide that we saw earlier is over 200 feet long. Here we can see now on the dock side. Let's just zoom in a touch there. You can see some lines being attached to shore. On board the Carinval Valor is a comedy club. It's called the Punch Liner Comedy Club. It has family-friendly comedy during the day, and later at night it has R-rated comedy. Seems like quite a good idea. Dock hands just securing the last line, and now the winches on board the ship will pull the lines tight, stop her from floating away. Of course, if I ever get to travel on the Carinval Valor, there is one place I will definitely be visiting, and that is, of course, the Red Frog Rum Bar. Where else would a shipmate be, if not in the rum bar? It's also the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar, which does a fine range of mixology and cocktails. It's also the pharmacy-themed Alchemy Bar. I have a feeling that I might be seeing a lot of bars on this ship. Well, there are a number of art galleries on board, and sometimes they have art auctions. And of course there is an onboard ship library. Of course done out in a very patriotic theme, similar to the White House, with flags and heavy wooden furniture. Well, those lines look secure. They're being pulled tight. Also a number of casinos on board. Apparently there are also poker tables with live dealers. Just what I want after a few rums, a chance of losing my money. Shouldn't take too long. There's also a rather large spa on board, a 21,000 square metre spa with 17 treatment rooms and recently introduced acupuncture. Apparently some areas of the ship are kid-friendly. I would think they were the ones far away from the rum bar, hopefully. There's also a 15,000 square foot gym on board as well. And the jogging deck has a lap which is 1/11 of a mile. 11 laps around the top of the ship and you've done a mile. Well, I think she's all just about tied up now. Probably time for me to get back for my kippers, as it's quite early in the morning. I think I'm just going to whiz off back to the galley, knock up those kippers, and see what the rest of the day holds. Until next time, shipmates.